Look at you. You look magnificent. Standing in that gleaming white armor, holding an E11 blaster rifle, perfectly synchronized with 10,000 other soldiers, you are the fist of the Empire. You are the symbol of order in a chaotic galaxy. You are a Stormtrooper. But let's be real for a second. You can't see a damn thing out of that helmet. Your peripheral vision is zero. You are sweating so much inside that body glove that you have developed a permanent rash in places polite society doesn't talk about. And that armor, that advanced composite plastoid plating, it doesn't stop blasters. It doesn't stop shrapnel. Heck, it barely stops a sharp stick. To the galaxy, you are a terrifying oppressor. To your superiors, you are a TK number, an asset, cheaper to replace than a TIE fighter. To yourself, you were just a guy who wanted dental benefits and a chance to see the stars, but ended up as cannon fodder for a Sith Lord with breathing problems. Welcome to the Imperial Stormtrooper Corps. Spoiler alert, you are going to miss every shot you take, and you are going to die screaming. The year is 19 BBY. It is a very important year. It is the year the Republic dies and the Empire is born. It is also the year you are born. You grow up on a mid-rim world, not a rich core world like Coruscant, but not a dustball like Tatooine either. Just a boring gray industrial planet where the rain tastes like metal. Your childhood is defined by one word: order. The Clone Wars are over. The Jedi, those religious zealots who kidnapped kids and led armies, are gone. The Emperor has brought peace. Your parents love the Empire. They hang hollows of Palpatine in the living room. They tell you, be thankful. Without the Empire, the Separatists would have burned this city to ash. But peace is fragile. When you are 14 years old, peace comes crashing through your front door. It's not the Empire, it's the freedom fighters, partisans, terrorists led by a maniac named Saw Gerrera. They bomb the factory where your father works. They shoot up the market where your mother buys vegetables. You hide under the bed, listening to the blaster fire. Pew, pew. It's the sound of your world ending. When the smoke clears, you are alone, an orphan. You stand in the rubble, crying. Then you see them. A squad of stormtroopers marches in, white armor, faceless, perfect. They shoot the terrorists. They bring order. One of them looks at you, or at least his helmet points at you, and hands you a ration bar. In that moment, you don't see a faceless drone. You see a savior. You see an angel in white plastoid. You make a vow. You will crush the chaos. You will be one of them. You turn 17. You enlist. You are sent to the Imperial Academy on Karita. This isn't a summer camp. This is a factory designed to strip away your humanity and replace it with loyalty. First, they take your name. You are not Davin anymore, the drill sergeant screams, spitting in your face. You are Cadet 447. They shave your head. They put you in a uniform that scratches. You run until you vomit. Then you run some more. You study tactical drills, weapons maintenance, and Imperial history, which is mostly just propaganda about how evil the Jedi were. Then comes the aiming training. You're actually a good shot. On the range, you hit the bullseye 9 out of 10 times. So why does everyone say stormtroopers can't aim? Because the helmets are garbage. When you put that bucket on, it's like looking through 2 toilet paper rolls while breathing through a straw. The HUD flickers. The lenses fog up if you breathe too hard. But you don't complain. Complaining gets you sent to remedial conditioning, which is code for being beaten with a shock baton. The hardest part isn't the physical pain, it's the moral surgery. They teach you that empathy is a weakness. You have a friend in your squad, TK-808, a funny guy from Corellia. One day, during a live-fire exercise, 808 trips. He breaks his leg. The instructor hands you a blaster. He is a liability. Leave him. You want to help him, but if you help him, you fail. If you fail, you wash out. So you leave him. You march on. You hear him crying for a medic as you walk away. That night, you stare at the ceiling. You feel a piece of your soul die. But hey, you passed the test. You are ready to serve the Emperor. 0 BBY. Graduation. You receive your armor. It smells like fresh plastic and ozone. You feel invincible. You are assigned to the Death Star, the ultimate power in the universe. A moon-sized station that can delete planets. You have reached the peak of your career. The pay is decent. The food is edible gray sludge. And the camaraderie is real. You bond with your squad mates over games of sabacc and complaining about the officers. Then, Alderaan happens. You stand on the bridge and watch a planet, billions of people, turn into an asteroid field in a split second. You feel sick. But you shove that feeling down. They were terrorists, you tell yourself. They harbored enemies. Order requires sacrifice. Right? You get lucky, incredibly lucky. 2 days before the Battle of Yavin, you get transferred. A promotion. You are assigned to the Executor, Darth Vader's flagship. You are on a shuttle leaving the Death Star when you see it happen. A small explosion, then a blinding flash. The Death Star is gone. All your friends. TK421, the guy who owed you 20 credits. The lunch lady who gave you extra protein paste. Vaporized. By a farm boy and a wizard. The next 3 years are a blur of war. You fight on Hoth. It's cold enough to freeze the coolant in your blaster. You watch AT-ATs crush rebels like bugs. It feels good. It feels like revenge. You board rebel ships. You breach doors. You see the fear in their eyes. "For the Empire!" you scream. But you start to notice things. The officers are incompetent. They send you into meat grinders to save their own careers. Lord Vader chokes admirals during staff meetings. It's a toxic work environment, to say the least. HR is non-existent. And the equipment? It's getting worse. Your armor cracks if you sit down too hard. Your blaster jams if it gets dusty. You realize the Empire spent all its money on superweapons and 0 credits on quality control for the grunts. 4 ABY. The Forest Moon of Endor. This is supposed to be an easy garrison duty. Protect the shield generator. Enjoy the fresh air. But the trees are speaking English, or whatever the space equivalent is. The Battle of Endor begins. You aren't fighting rebel commandos, you are fighting teddy bears. Ewoks. Do not laugh. This is not a cartoon. This is a horror movie. They are 3 feet tall, but they have the strength of a chimpanzee and the viciousness of a serial killer. They drop rocks on your head. They trip you with logs. You see your squad leader, a veteran of 10 campaigns, get swarmed. They drag him into the bushes. He screams. Then the screaming stops, and you hear chanting. You realize with horror, they are going to eat him. These things are cannibals. You fire wildly. You panic. A rock hits your helmet, cracking the lens. You are blind. You run. You, the elite soldier of the Empire, are running from a plush toy with a spear. Then you look up. The second Death Star explodes. The Emperor is dead. Vader is dead. The fleet is retreating. You are left behind. You hide in the woods for weeks, starving, listening to the Ewoks play drums on the helmets of your dead friends. The glorious Empire didn't even send a rescue ship. You manage to escape Endor on a stolen freighter. You rejoin what's left of the fleet. But the Empire is broken. It's a headless chicken. Admirals are fighting each other for power. Warlords are carving up sectors. You are tired. You are 24 years old, but you look 50. Your hands shake. Then comes the order, JAKKU, the final stand. You land on the desert planet. It's hot. So hot your body glove fuses to your skin. The battle is a slaughter. New Republic ships rain fire from the sky. Star Destroyers crash into the sand, creating mountains of burning metal. You are in a trench. Your E11 is empty. You look around. There is no order here, only chaos. You see a young trooper, a kid, maybe 18. He's crying. He's trying to put his helmet back on, but his hands are shaking too much. It's okay, you tell him. Just keep your head down. A thermal detonator lands in the trench. You don't think. You dive. You cover the kid. Boom. You wake up. You are alive? No, not really. Your legs are gone. Your white armor is scorched black. The battle is over. The Empire lost. The silence of the desert is deafening. You look up at the sky. A Star Destroyer is sinking into the sand, like a tombstone for an era. You think about your parents. You think about the lie they told you. That order was worth the price. You think about the kid you saved. Did he make it? Probably not. You realize as your vision fades that you never even knew his name, and he didn't know yours. You were just two white buckets in the sand. But let's say you didn't die. Let's say you survived JAKKU. You limp away. You toss the armor. You hide. 30 years pass. You are an old man now, living in a slum on some forgotten planet. You have a bad back and nightmares about teddy bears. One day, you see a news holo, a new army, the First Order. They have white armor. They have big guns. They speak of order and security. You see young kids, brainwashed, marching in perfect unison. People cheer. They call them heroes. You sit in your corner, drinking cheap caf. You laugh, a dry, wheezing laugh, because you know how the story ends. It ends in the sand. It ends with a cracked helmet and a forgotten number. And the galaxy? It doesn't care. It just reloads. Thanks for watching. Long live the Empire. I guess.